What's up guys, my name is Mars, welcome back to another video. And here back for my F1 2019 career mode episode 5. We are back after a week without an episode, but here we are finally. So I hope you guys understand this series takes a lot of work to make because yeah, to edit the replays, to do the race, that is 50%. Takes a lot of time to me, so I hope you guys understand. But here we are doing an invitational event, so just relax a little bit. I always like to make these invitational events. If they are in the career mode, you have to take the most of that, and we gain, if you don't know, some reputation if we beat some other drivers. At this in this case, it was our teammate that was participating, so we decided to join him around USA in James Hunt's car, and we passed the challenge very easy. But now, packing to our office, we got some brand new upgrades for our Toro Rosso. The development is going very smoothly, but unfortunately one of the parts failed. That was the front downforce. I was feeling some lacking on the front downforce, some understeer on the car, but it's not very bad because yeah, Baku needs some downforce on the car, but there are other circuits that the situation would be a little bit bad. But in the performance chart, we pull away from Alfa Romeo, and their racing point is now the 5th best car, so not many changes. Williams, and this is the first race after the patch that changed the performance of the cars. Williams with a giant space between Williams and Alfa Romeo, so they have a lot of work to do if they want to get some points still in season 1. But so in terms of performance, that's it. So let's go to qualifying and attack this car with some anger.
The circuit has rubbed in with practice, but this is still going to be a difficult session for our drivers as they fight for pole position. Welcome to qualifying here in Azerbaijan. So then, Ant, it's another Grand Prix weekend, another exciting qualifying session ahead of us. What are you going to be looking out for over the next few minutes?
The first question is going to be who can avoid making mistakes. There isn't much margin for error in qualifying, and you have to bear in mind that the track conditions may have changed since practice, particularly as we've had a few support races in the meantime. If the brake bias settings, for example, don't take this into account, it's extremely easy to lock up a front wheel and cause a flat spot. Just like that, your lap's ruined and you've wasted a set of tyres to boot.
So here we are on qualifying already on our first lap, and we are on the toe. We may be going to get on the straight, the toe of Kevin Magnussen because he's behind, and it's not very bad because the distance we don't get the TR anyway. We are on the final straight. DRS open is very far, so we're going to get any DRS, any slipstream, sorry, and he's a 142.2, and at the moment we are in P8, so it's a very good lap from us. And it's really encouraging for us because Baku in the past few years, it wasn't a very good track for me, but in this game I'm feeling more comfortable. Maybe it's the experience of the circuit, but let's see. Getting out for our second run, short qualifying as always, because I have to save time to make this episode, so we are getting out of the pit and getting ready. And here is our second lap, sorry, and in P11 at the moment, so let's see if we can gain some time. It was some time left on the table in the first lap, so I hope to get a good time in the timesheets of this qualifying session. Open the DRS for the second DRS zone of the circuit, and we have this long straight that never ends, putting you in overtake mode, so to get that extra kilometer per hour, that extra cent or something like that. And we're very close to the wall in this session where downforce is required, and where our front downforce upgrade could make some work, you know. But we're going purple in the first sector somehow, and pole position I don't think so, because we're going to lose now a lot of time in the second sector. But it's a fact, in the first sector I was always very strong, so maybe we can play that in our favor during the Grand Prix. But we ran a little bit wide at the end of the castle section. Really, you have to have a lot of content in the castle section, really attack those corners, climb the curbs, and here we are 4 tenths up, so it's been a very good lap. No mistakes at all, maybe running wide a little bit on that session of the castle session, like I said. But here we go. Final corner is vital to have a good exit, to get a good speed. Now to these endless straight, flat out corners. I don't consider corners in this circuit because it's flat out. It's very easy, those corners, but very close to the wall. I don't know if we even brushed the wall, but we are out of ERS, so maybe I have to start to make some ERS development upgrades to get some more DRS to the qualifying class. But here we go, cross the line, 7 tenths up, and that is going to put us in a brilliant P5 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So where did this pace come from? We were faster than both Red Bulls, me and Sergio Perez, so this is a very good qualifying for us, and I'm not entirely sure if we're going to carry this pace onto the race, but our teammate Alex Albon nowhere near, not on the top 14 as you can see in the timesheets. So okay, actually he is in P17, so he's been destroying our teammate during the race, so let's see if we can carry this momentum during the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1 lead into a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. As with all the drivers at this level, they have a lot of ambition. But Formula One's a daunting step up from any other series, so expectations are high right from the start.
That's right, it is a difficult environment to come into. In junior categories, you're competing against drivers with similar levels of experience. But some of these guys in Formula One have been there for over a decade. But I have to say, in this case, it's so far so good.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Thomas and Perez, Gasly, Weber, Stroll and Daniel Ricciardo, Norris, Hülkenberg, Kimi Raikkonen and Grosjean, Albon, Verstappen, Devon Butler and Robert Kubica. Russell and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
This is a really good starting position for us. Let's try not to lose it.
Thanks a lot, Jeffrey, and welcome guys to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, starting in P5. I can't believe I'm saying this, in a Toro Rosso, beating both Red Bulls. So strategy-wise is a one-stop where we're going to use the hard tires. So I think it's the best way to go. So we're going to trust our engineer and we're going to the one-stop. I think tire wear has been very good for me around Azerbaijan. So I'm expecting good things, but I don't promise that I'm going to finish P5 during the race. But here we go, getting ready for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. 16 laps with 26 laps ahead of us. Jesus, 5 red lights and away we go. The white lights went pretty fast. And there we go, Gasly already on our inside. We're going to leave the space, heading to turn 1, and that's us maintaining P5. So a nice start, very smooth start, maintaining that position. That's what I want. And now let's try to defend this position during our first stint. But Bottas and Leclerc getting a bit punchy, battling, and now they are side by side for the straight, and now heading to the left-hander. I'm not going to try to do anything because what we have in front is a Mercedes and a Ferrari, and we are not in that league for now. And let's see what we can do. The move is there, but it's not just there. But I don't think we should overtake Bottas and Leclerc because these guys are going to be faster once they pull away. So, but this is for the lead of the race, heading to lap 2, and it's Lewis Hamilton on the outside of Sebastian Vettel. And can he make that move stick? This is for the championship lead. Not the championship lead, but Hamilton is a little bit down the order, but this race is very important. Now the Mercedes is the fastest car, and Hamilton made the move stick, and now Vettel a little bit vulnerable to Charles Leclerc, and now this is behind us. That is Pierre Gasly versus Sergio Perez, I believe. So the Red Bulls are trying to get up the order after very weak qualifying, and there's Lance Stroll with that Mercedes engine trying to go around the outside of Pierre Gasly. Can he make that move stick? Gasly is going to use that downforce of the Red Bull chassis, but Stroll has the inside, but they are still side by side. So very good battles in these early stages of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So now we are on the slipstream of Bottas, but very close than me to Bottas is Pierre Gasly, and he's in the Red Bull, so we have to be very careful. But I want to show Red Bull that I'm capable of defending of a stronger car. So Gasly backs off, so we are using maybe much the ERS than him, but there goes a Gasly on the inside. We're going to leave the room, but he doesn't make anything, and that's as maintaining P5. But it is once again the two racing points battling with Gasly, and there's go Lance Stroll up of inside of PA Gasly, and can he make that move stick? No, but behind us is Lucas Weber. Maybe he can try something, but Lucas Weber being a little bit conservative, a little bit patient, because something can happen. He can take the pieces of this battle. So up of inside once again, a copy paste of lap 2, and can he make that move stick? Gasly is now more in front, and he gets P7, I believe, of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and now heading finishing the lap 2 and heading to lap 3. We are Sergio Perez is on our slipstream, and look at that Mercedes rocket ship, even without the DRS. And we're going to try to defend up of inside on the first corner. Can we make a mistake? Leave the rooms, give a little bit of a squeeze, and we do so. And now this is Sebastian Vettel that has been overtaken by Charles Leclerc, and now he's being overtaken by Valtteri Bottas. So everything going downhill. Maybe the tire wear is starting to kick it in much faster on Sebastian Vettel. Can we make that mistake? Vettel is going to try to resist, heading to turn 1 and the starting of lap 4, I believe. And here we are on the background, and the two racing points and the Red Bull still scrapping away. So like in real life, Azerbaijan providing very good racing, and there's Sebastian Vettel with a better straight line speed. Despite in the paper, Mercedes has the better straight line, the better engine. Maybe Ferrari is running a low downforce setup. Maybe that's the reason. But here we are on lap 4, and now is Stroll's time to make some move. Make a move on us. So we have the DRS. DRS was deployed. We actually had the DRS on Valtteri Bottas. So our pace in these soft tires in the first stint is being pretty decent. That we are gaining a lot on Valtteri Bottas. I tried something, but the move wasn't there. But there was a slight gap. But fortunately, it was just a left tap on his gearbox, and we didn't lose any beats up front wing. We're going to have the DRS still of Bottas, and this is going to help us to defend from the racing points that are absolutely rocket ships on the straight, but very, very close to contact with Sergio Perez, but being very aggressive. But I really want the best amount of points I can do in this race. This is the best chance of a best result during the season, who knows, but we defend that off from Sergio Perez, and these racing points I think clearly are much faster. They are OP around Azerbaijan, remember, not just in real life, but I think in the game they have a slight advantage on the midfield. But there goes Sergio Perez. This is going to be a free wide between me, Perez, and Lance Stroll, and we are in the outside, so we're going to brake a little bit later. It's a free wide into turn 1. We ran a little bit wide, but there's contact, and we made contact with the Force India. There's a huge crash, being the two Force Indies collide as well, and the virtual safety car has been deployed, and Lance Stroll is out of the race. So let's see what we can do. That was a huge crash, and my voice is failing a lot, so I have to calm down because I don't want to lose commentary. But that was a big one, and as you can see, I don't have any room, very close to the wall on the outside. But that was a huge crash, a huge smash from Lance Stroll, and unfortunately that's the end of his Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I can tell you that's not Stroll's fault. It's me and Perez, and Stroll was just a victim. But we made a little bit of contact, then it was a chain reaction. So let's see from Sergio Perez. So he leaves a little bit of room, and then yeah, I turn a little bit into him, but I have the wall. So let's see in slow motion, a little bit on a slow motion. So I run wide, so because I caught on the tire marbles or something. And here Perez is turning to the right. So, but I'm rejoining a little bit dangerously. So it's our fault. This is the replay of my game footage, and as you can see, yeah, I had the wall, but it's very, very complicated because you're going to see I had the wall, but I had a little bit of space on the right. But I think it wasn't enough because I would be caught on the curb and then lose traction, and then the two Force India would do me. So can I say that was a racing incident? Maybe it was a little bit of my fault, but Perez as well, because it's a little bit into the right. So and Stroll was just a victim. So it's very unfortunate he's out of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. But thankfully we didn't take any damage on the car. So this is very good. This is because we are on the lead, because I decided to stretch a little bit the soft tires until lap 9. So now we're going to pit and fit a brand new set of hard tires, and we're going to drop a little bit. So we lost the lead of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and so I'm happy. I can say that I led the race, in the episode 5 of this career mode. So fitting the out tires, and let's see where we're going to rejoin. I hope not to rejoin in a lot of traffic, because that would be very, very bad. So heading to the pits, leaving the pits, and we are in kind of a clear air. There's Devon Butler on the McLaren, so we got out of inside, very, very aggressive, made a little bit of contact, but I have to make this move. We are in a different race, and we can't lose time with these guys. So aggressive, yes, but Devon was aggressive in last year's Formula 2 Championship, so maybe you have the right to do that, I don't know. So DRS Open on Kevin Magnussen. I'm losing my voice because there's a lot of action, a full action pack Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and these guys outside of the top 10 are starting on medium tires, so they are going very long in this race. So now chasing down Alex Albon, it should be a pretty easy move because we have the same engine. So let's see if we can get some team orders, but I think we don't need to, even on medium or on non-ERS deployment. We made the move stick. We have so much tire advantage at this moment, but in front is Daniel Ricciardo, and ahead of him is Pierre Gasly, and I believe I saw Valtteri Bottas. Yes, it is Valtteri Bottas. He passed Roman Grosjean, so these guys lost a lot of time on the first laps of the hard tire stint. So because of the midfield in this race is getting very, very punchy, and that's Bottas side by side with Pierre Gasly. I can't see, I don't have any replay clip, so sorry for that, but yes, it is. It's Bottas side by side with Pierre Gasly, and me and Ricardo are watching this, and this allows us to catch a lot this train. So the slipstream on Ricardo is going to pit, but we got some nice slipstream on him, and now we're going to try to chase down Valtteri Bottas and Pierre Gasly, but they are very, very far, so they are in a different race. But they are side by side again, so Bottas is not on the pace at this moment, and he's being chased down by the Red Bull of Gasly. So Bottas in these first stages of the hard tire stint is very, very weak in that Mercedes, and should be like battling for the podium. But let's see, they are on the slipstream, they are side by side through the straight, and we're going to open the DRS, and Gasly doesn't have any DRS, so now we have DRS on Bottas. Can we make a move on the Mercedes? So we're going to try the outside, and around the outside, Bottas is going to squeeze a little bit into turn 1, very, very close, but he has the better pace. Now we're going to squeeze a little bit Gasly, and we're going to hold the position because he's going to mount a curb, and we're going to have DRS, and we're going to pull away of Gasly. But that is not going to last any longer, because on lap 14 Gasly is right on our tail, and he has DRS, and we're going to be honest, he's in a Red Bull, we are in the Toro Rosso, and we can't be very punchy to the senior team. Sorry, so I made things a little bit easier to Gasly. So this is behind us is a battle between Nico Hülkenberg and Lucas Weber. So you're going to see why I'm showing this battle. There's Hülkenberg up of inside with the DRS on, because Max Verstappen, remember, starting in P16 or P17 or something like that, because he had some grid penalties for changing the components, and he's catching us, and if he overtakes these two, very probably is going to overtake us in the last stages of the race. But this is a very hot battle between our former F2 teammate and Hülkenberg on the Renault. So and Hülkenberg wins that battle, but now with the DRS open, Lucas Weber with that Ferrari engine of the Alfa Romeo is going to come back, and he gets the position back, and with this Verstappen is catching these guys. So now Hülkenberg very close to the wall, very punchy, and let's see what he can do. He's going to have the DRS, but Lucas Weber going defensive. Actually, he's going to pit, so he's on the 2-stop. Lucas Weber is on the 2-stop, so that's very interesting. He started on the soft tires, I believe, because he qualified on the top 10, so that's very interesting. Lucas Weber doing a 2-stop when the 1-stop is the way to go. So he's going to fit medium tires, so he's in the soft medium strategy. And now he has a lot of ground to do if he wants to finish on the points, because at this moment I believe he's out of the points, and he rejoins behind Devon Butler. So a very hot strategy from Lucas Weber, but this is Max Verstappen chasing down Nico Hülkenberg. So he's on the slipstream on this zone. He's very hard to overtake, but he's going to try on the outside. Look how confident that guy is on the brakes. Nico Hülkenberg mounts the curb. I don't think that he didn't make any contact. And now they go side by side, and this is helped me a lot, because these guys are holding each other up. I'm not pulling away, and in this phase of the race, I can tell you that I was saving fuel and the DRS, because I knew that Verstappen would come in. Despite this battle with Hülkenberg, I knew, because that Red Bull, despite the weak qualifying, had very strong pace, and Hülkenberg with the DRS open this battle continues, is not finished. Oh no, it's not. And Verstappen is again demoted into P7. So very hot battle between these guys. A lot of battles in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix, like always in the game and in the real life. Verstappen with extra speed with the DRS round the outside of Hulkenberg. Now he has the inside and he made the move stick even before the corner. But now Hulkenberg has the DRS again. So this battle never ends, and this is actually helping me out a lot. So Verstappen on the inside, Hulkenberg on the outside. Verstappen gets the inside, Hulkenberg is still there, so Verstappen has to bear in mind that, and Hulkenberg is going to get DRS once again. So this battle never ends, never ends. It's a beautiful ding-dong battle between these two. It's elbow after elbow, squeeze a lot, and a lot of slipstream. So heading to the left hand, and look how confident Verstappen is on the brakes, but he's going to mount a curb and loses a little bit of track. The AI doing the battles to mount the inside curbs of the Baku circuit, so that's very interesting. But there's Verstappen once again on the outside of Nico Hulkenberg. Now there's a little bit of contact, but look how confident this man is on the brakes in that Red Bull. And he's going to, I think that's pretty much it, because Verstappen had the DRS for the straight and they pull away off Hulkenberg. So now this is just, it's already lap 25, so a huge cut to our POV, and there's yellow flags because Charles Leclerc was out of this race. I think he was leading the race during the second stint, but he had some problems and now he's out of this Grand Prix. Lap 25, heading to the last lap of the Grand Prix, and we have to manage to defend from Verstappen. He has DRS, and we're going to try to squeeze a little bit, squeeze a lot. Verstappen being very, very aggressive. Now try the outside line, and can we hold this position? Ooh, very close to the wall, and we do so. This time, no contact. I was getting flashbacks from the contact with the racing points, but this is already the last lap, the last sector. Verstappen takes a slight look, I think you could see in the proximity arrow, but now heading to the last corner. I think Verstappen is very far, but we come back up and we run wide, and now Verstappen going to get a huge chance to get P5, so this was a very good, it was my mistake, so this is going to be very, very close heading to the line. So Verstappen on the slipstream is going to get DRS. We are in rich mix and overtake mode, so we can't do much more, and we can't weave around, but that would be very dangerous to our senior team, and Verstappen is going to overtake us and take us P5. Oh, that was very close.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. What do you think it was, Hans, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Oh man, what a race. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix never disappoints anyone in the career mode, and we finish in P6, we drop a position, but absolutely do not care. It's precious 8 points to the championship tally. Our teammate once again didn't score points, we are absolutely destroying him at this moment, so yeah, very close, 1/10 separating me and Verstappen in the final result. So yeah, not disappointed. I'm very happy. We did a great job in the defending. It was very unfortunate that contact with the racing points, but I think I can consider racing incident because it was my fault, but at the same time it was Sergio Perez's fault. So because he was standing a little bit to the right, and yeah, I could leave a little bit of more space, but nonetheless it's a very good result, and now this is going to mean a lot in the championship standings because we've been promoted into P10. So, and we are very level on points with Lance Stroll Stroll and close to Lucas Weber. So finally, things are going to our way. If you don't, my objective for this season is beat our F2 rivals and try to be best of the rest. That is going to be very hard, but if I beat Lucas Weber at least and Devon Butler, that we're doing so at the moment, he only has 9 points. I would be very, very pleased. But that was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I forgot to mention that constructors, we are in P7, so we are in front of Renault and McLaren, but very close to Haas. Can we catch Haas on the next episode when new upgrades come? Let's see. But now we have a little bit of an interview with Claire, so let's go to her.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Devon did much better in today's race than he did in qualifying. Were you expecting that?
So here I decided to compliment a little bit Devon, being a little bit of a sportsmanship, but we chose the right-hand side option and we get the showmanship, so I'll take that.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it?
And let's give that showmanship typical answer, and we're going to say maybe they should expect a little bit more.
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
Here I decided to say nothing because it was my fault and it wasn't the car's fault. The car was amazing, so I decided to no comment that.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
And the collisions, it was a question of me and Sergio Perez's fault, and it was complaining the car, so I decided to go in on comment in these answers.
Well, thanks anyway.
And with that, guys, we seal our 5th episode of my F1 2019 career mode. A very positive episode, a great race with great battle, a full action-packed Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Azerbaijan never disappointed. It's exciting races, and yeah, we gained a good amount of points, winning Devon and Alexander on the rivalry. So, and we get 6 extra entry points for scoring 8 driver championship points. Only just scoring that in the last few races. So, and we drop a little bit respect on the Red Bull Racing team. So that's not very good, but it felt good to defend from the senior team. So now we have a contract negotiation. I decided to be the first driver and go up in the expecting positions during the qualifying and the race, and going a little bit more aggressive in the development because we need to, especially on the engine side, and we do so. So now we are the first driver and we're going to get the objective. So I don't know if we're going to get him, but this is a nice contract, a nice second contract, because technically this is a second contract. So we improved our conditions on the contract, so very happy with that. And we could take a little bit more in terms of simultaneous development. That we're going to invest in the major upgrade for the engine side, and it's going to be just ready for the Canadian Grand Prix. So this is very good because Canada needs a lot of straight line speed, and with this, if it doesn't fail, we're going to be ahead of Renault. So making good progress. We have still a good amount of resource points, and I decided to develop the front down first, but we are unable to do it because we can't do simultaneous develop for now. So we have to wait for another contract, and we're going to invest in the IC durability because we had some wear during the race. I forgot to mention. So it's in 50 or so percent. Our internal combustion engine, so maybe we're going to change it for the Spanish Grand Prix. As you can see, it's very worn out, so we're going to change for the Spanish Grand Prix because we need some straight line speed, and maybe we're going to put this one out during the Monaco Grand Prix because we don't need that much straight line speed. But that was the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you need to see more Formula 1 content. Leave a motivates me to make more. But now it's time to say goodbye. My name is Smash, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time.